Hey guys, it's Jody, and in this video I'm just gonna explain my whole Austin experience. So I'm gonna start from the beginning of the day, till the end. So in the morning, we planned on waking up at about like 9:30, but I couldn't sleep at all. Like I only got a couple hours of sleep, if that, because I was too excited and nervous, and yeah, and then I was just laying in bed scrolling on Twitter the whole time. And then I around 9:30 we actually did like get out of bed and we started getting ready, like I straightened my hair and all that. I did my makeup, I got dressed, and this is what I wore. I wore this shirt, and yes, I'm still wearing this. I actually slept in it. Laptop shook. And yeah, so then after, the mango. I was at my grandma's house and I saw a mango on the counter. I'm like, oh my god, is this a mango? And I had to ask my grandma. I'm like, Grandma, is this a mango? And she's like, yeah, it is. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. But then, knowing Austin and the whole mangoes thing, I had to take it. So I took the mango and I'm like, should I throw this at Austin? And everyone's like, yes, OMG, all that. And so I'm like, okay, if I get 100 retweets, I'll throw the mango at Austin on stage tonight. And I did. So then I took the mango and I put it in a little plastic bag, like it's like a Hallmark bag. I'm not kidding. And I put that in my bag. And then, so when it was time to leave, my dad, why the heck does the lighting keep messing up? When it was time to leave, we were on the road for about a minute, and my dad forgot his license at home, so we had to turn around, go back and get that, because he needed to check in for the VIP. And then, so, when we actually did get to the fair, we were looking for the place where we had to check in for it until I saw, like, this huge line of girls, and I'm like, oh, that must be it. And it was, so we had to wait in line for like 10 minutes so we could get these. And then we had to go into a separate line where they were going to take you in. So we waited there until like a little after 4 o'clock. And then the people started letting us in, and as soon as the gates opened, I started like screaming because Zach, Robert, Austin and Alex were all there. Robert was like at the DJ thing, and then Zach and Alex were on the ground. And so as soon as I got in there, I screamed. I'm like, I love you, Robert, and he's like, I love you too. And I screamed so loud. It was pretty funny. But then, yeah, so Austin played a couple acoustic songs, and during that I walked over to Zach and I asked him for a picture, and he's like, sure. And so I took a picture with him, and he smiled, and I didn't even have to ask, which is good. And then I went over to Alex. Alex was pretty much like next to me the whole time. And then once he came in front of me, I like tickled his back. It was weird, but I had to touch him. He was like right there. And yeah, so some people asked Austin some questions. He did songs. Nothing really funny happened there. But then he's like, who wants to take some pictures? And so then we all went behind the stage. We all went behind the stage, and we got in the line for our pictures. Get down, Ginger. That was my dog. We all got behind the stage, and we were in line to meet him, and then, so, like, it's finally my turn, and I have so many things in my hand. I had a poster that we made, an umbrella, my giant bag that Dave was supposed to hold, but he couldn't because he wasn't here. Joe was there. He scares me. But yeah. And so I had to, like, Austin was standing like 2 feet away from me. Then I I had to walk right past him, and it took me like 20 seconds to get everything out of my hands. Zach's like, wow, that's a lot of stuff. And I'm like, yeah, I know, I'm sorry. And he's like, oh, it's okay. And so then the first thing I did when I walked over to Austin was I gave him a hug and I kissed his cheek. Oh my God. He has the softest cheek. Oh my God. It's like, why can't I marry you? I kissed his cheek. And then we were about to take our picture, and he just kind of smiled like it was going to be a normal picture because I didn't get a chance to ask for the slow dance thing like I wanted, but I did. So I'm like, wait, can we do a slow dance pose? And he's like, a slow dance pose? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, okay, sure. So, I put my hands around his neck, and then he put his hands around my waist, and yeah, that was nice. Not gonna lie. That was nice. And then I was just like so rushed, and then I told him I loved him, and he's like, I love you too. And then I said goodbye to him. I didn't get to hug him goodbye because I felt like I was being rushed. I don't know, but I regret not hugging him goodbye because, yeah. And I was too distracted from perfection touching me to smell him. I don't know. I didn't really get a chance to smell him like I wanted to, but whatever. And then, so yeah, after I met him, I called my mom. I was freaking out. It didn't even seem real at the moment. Like, I can't even believe it happened. It still doesn't even feel like I met him, to be honest with you. I don't know. It just didn't seem real. Like, I wasn't even shaking anymore. I was just, like, in shock. I was just standing there, like, frozen. I don't even know. But, yeah. And then... Okay. And then, so after we met him, we were forced to leave that area. So we had to, like, go on a fair. And I didn't even bring any money with me. So I was just kind of, like, stuck there with nothing to do for 2 hours. And then around 6:30, 7-ish, the concert was started at 7:30. We went back to where we were supposed to go in, and we went up to our seats. We had front row. We were on the left side of the stage, and we went up to, there's like the seats and then a little space where the rail is, and then there's another space in front of that where the stage is. So we went up to the space where the rail was, and I asked the security guard, I'm like, are we going to be allowed to be up here? And he's like, not right now, but maybe during the concert, depending on the crowd. I'm like, okay. So then Jake Miller came on around 7:30, and we literally got the center stage for Jake against the rail. But then after he got off, we all stayed there, and it was crammed, and then the security guard's like, Austin isn't going to come out if you guys don't go back to your seats. So, and oh my God, the security guards were so mean. Like, one of them whistled, like, that really loud whistle. I can't do it. But they're like, if you don't get back to your seats, you're going to get kicked out of the concert. So, and I was, like, so squished. Like, I could not move. And then I finally got back to our seats, and oh my God, the security guards were so mean. I hated them. I wanted to, like, punch them in the face. But then, so then we had to wait a little, and then Austin's dancers came out, and then he came out, and he started with Sarah's friend. And then he just sang a couple songs. Well, like a lot of songs. And then, what did he do? Oh yeah, the mango. The part you've all been waiting for. So, I wanted to, throw the mango on stage during What About Love in case I got kicked out, because I know that's the last song he does. But then somebody threw stuff on stage. Like, there was, like, tons of stuff flying, just little stuff, like bead necklaces and all that other stupid stuff flying on stage. And my friend's like, throw the mango now. I'm like, okay. So I gave her my phone, and she turned the video on, and she's like, okay, go. So I took the mango, and I whipped it on stage, and it hit the pole. Like, there was a pole next to the stage. It hit the pole, and it bounced onto the stage and rolled. And then he didn't really do anything at first, and then he walked over to it, and his DJ is like, did someone throw a mango? And he's like, and then he picked it up, and he's like, is this a fruit? Did somebody throw a fruit? And then I started screaming. I'm like, that's my mango! He picked up my mango! And then everyone behind me and next to me, they're like, oh, that was you? You were the girl that was going to throw the mango? And I'm like, yeah. And we all started, like, screaming and crying together. And then after that, he just walked around with the mango and had, like, a casual conversation with us. He was like pretend the keys of the mango. He's just like, so, yeah, when I'm in rehearsals, I like to blah, 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 and then he just tossed the mango. He just tossed it. But he walked around with it for, like, a minute. And yeah, so then here's the emotional part. He got out his stool, and he sat down on it with his guitar, and oh my god, I'm gonna kill this computer. He got his guitar. I only have like 3 minutes left, I better hurry. He got out his guitar, and he started singing. I don't remember which one he sang first. I was like on Twitter for a minute fangirling over the fact that he picked up my mango. And then he sang Heart in My Hand, Let Me Love You. And then that was when I started crying, because he started singing 4 years old, and I just got like so emotional. I'm about to cry right now. I'm sorry. I just got so emotional when he sang 4 years old. Like, I don't even know why. Like, why didn't I cry during Beautiful Soul? Why was it that song, which he did next? And I didn't cry during Beautiful Soul, but like, and then after 4 years old, he did Beautiful Soul, and oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. And then, like, everyone had those signs that said we made it. I feel like an idiot. And we held them up for him. And he pointed them out after he was done singing. He was like, I love the signs you guys made. And yeah, that's pretty much it. But I don't know, I can't really talk about it without getting emotional. But anyway, now I have really bad post-concert depression, so it's okay. No, it's not okay. It's not okay at all. And then he closed with What About Love, and a couple people came up to me and asked me if I was the one that threw the mango, and I'm like, yeah, that was me. But yeah. It was just amazing. And I'll never forget it. So, I'm gonna go cry some more. So,